Hello Pandora Vault Hunters, Speedmetal here, and today we're going to be looking at the new Headhunter DLC for Borderlands 2, the first of many. This one is T.K Baha's Bloody Harvest. Now this is a nice Halloween themed DLC just in time for Halloween. So we've got candy in here, we've got new heads, we've got pumpkin enemies, we've got bandits that are now skeletons. So this DLC is £2.39 in the UK, $3 for my American friends. That's nothing. You can't buy coffee for that nowadays. So to get, half-hour gameplay, I see that's worth it, especially if you're a massive Borderlands fan. So starting with some of the new features in this DLC, obviously we've got T.K Baha returning as our favourite from anyone that knows Borderlands 1, and he's back as his zombie self, which was DLC in Borderlands 1 as well. So as you saw there, we've got candy now. These are like the drops that are added in Tiny Tina, sort of the buffs that you can get. Each colour shows a riddle as like sort of a hint of what one it will be. So blue is like melee strength, yellow is speed, red is bullet power, and so on. Green is health, I believe, as well. So right, yeah, coming back to the value of this DLC, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. You can't buy much for that sort of money nowadays. Chocolate bar, coffee, like I say. This adds a couple of bosses and skins for your character, which is cool, and you can replay it. You can replay the bosses just by reattending the location and hitting the switches again, which is always good. It might be worth mentioning that I didn't struggle with this DLC at all, really. I think I went down twice and only respawned when I tried to fight the final boss again. He was a bit stronger the second time. But if you want to challenge with this, go in an ultimate Vault Hunt mode. I went in true and kind of walked through it. Go in with low gear, go in on ultimate, and you'll find it a bit of a challenge. The quests aren't taxing; they're more like get and return quests. Doing a loop around the small but detailed map. There's quite a few new textures in here as well. It's coming in at 500 meg. So there's quite a lot of content in there. You think the main DLC is a gig and a half, 2 gig. So for something that's a quarter of the price and you're getting half the size, you can't really moan at that. It's good value.
Whenever you're ready, just head back to the Kingpin's domicile.
Right, so after about 10 to 20 minutes of gameplay, depending on how quick you run through it and whether you want to fight and check every pumpkin for loot or fight every enemy for XP, you approach the boss. Now you spawn him in just by pulling the switch that it locates you to. Now you can respawn him in when you go back to that switch later on. So if you want to fight him again, you can just head back to that switch. I believe you need to head to the beginning of the map, or leave is probably a better way to do it, because everything else will respawn as well. More enemies and stuff, more XP and more loot. Now you can get chubby enemies on here as well. The first one I encountered gave me a legendary drop. I actually got a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which was nice. I already had one of those, had quite a few of them with my mule character, sort of thing, like portable banks as you call them. But yeah, so you can get chubbies, so there is a chance of getting rare loot, and it doesn't take too long to fly through. As you can see here, I smash the enemy pretty quickly. He separates into a second part where it's just his head floating around. That's really weak. I panicked and thought, oh no, there's more to go. I haven't got much ammo, got no health. But if you just pick up the boost and you just keep going, it's relatively easy. The head is just, you can mince it in a few seconds. But I thought what was quite cool is you had these sort of enemies that get sucked in to the pumpkin, little pumpkins that give him health back, which is pretty cool, and I imagine that's going to be quite frustrating on ultimate trying to kill this guy, because like I say, he was a bit of a walkthrough on true, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot harder if you've got lower gear as well. So if you want to get a challenge, you can easily make one for yourself as well. Right, so there you have it. He drops sort of not great loot. I got greens and a bit of iridium. I think the odd blue as well. Nothing any more important than that. But when you return the quest, when you hand it in, you actually get the head. I'm just going to show you the head in the corner here. It's a pumpkin. I imagine the skin changes the colour of the eyes and the mouth and the nose. That's the same for everyone. I'm not a fan of that, but I'm sure someone out there, or Halloween, a lot of people are going to run around if you're playing Halloween. A lot of people are going to be wearing that, so that's pretty cool. Right, so now the final quest that this game gives you is a nice little nod towards Borderlands 1, where he asks you to collect thousands and thousands of brains. Got an achievement for it. I can't remember what the reward was, but it was, it's a nice point towards it. You collect 5 brains, hand it in, and he actually reminisces about Mordecai collecting all the brains for him. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. In the comments, just let us know what you think. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Nah, who am I kidding? There ain't nobody I don't like. They're all delicious.